so we have the first number in the pattern, second number in the pattern. That's what we were looking at for those. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 9, 12, 15. Looking at your rate of change, going up by 3s each time and going up by 1s. So your rate of change would be 3 over 1, which is 3. Now we multiply that by the input n. So for this column, you should have 3 times 1 equals 3, 3 times 2 equals 6, 3 times 3 equals 9, and 3 times 4 equals 12. Then you have to decide what your constant should be so you can get back to the output column. It looks like you need to add 3 each time. So I will do that and make sure it works. People on the quiz lost marks for not doing this, so make sure you do it. Don't be lazy and complacent. Do it correctly. This is easy if you do it right. Okay, so your equation then is V equals 3n plus 3. How many people got that? Hands up. Okay. Any questions about that? Issues? Okay. So for the next one, this is your input. It should go first. Your output is U. It should go second. It's how it always works. Okay. We've always done that, if you haven't noticed. So there's a bit of a crisscross with the equation and the table. So the easy input values are, what are they? 0, 1, 2, 3. Those are the easiest ones, okay? And so we can get U equals 3 times 0 plus 4, U equals 0 plus 4, U equals 4. Okay? So it's negative 3. For the next one, U equals negative 3 times 1 plus 4, negative 3 plus 4, 1. Don't forget the U equals part. Okay, and then we're going down by 3 each time. So I would double check though, because you know I like to be perfect, since I am. Multiply by 2 plus 4, negative 6 plus 4, yep, negative 2, just like I wrote. And the last one, you guys even pay attention to what I'm doing? Okay, just making sure. U equals negative 3 times 3 plus 4, negative 9 plus 4, negative 5. Okay, there you go. Now it doesn't say to make an equation, does it? So we didn't need to. And in fact, we have the equation, because that's what we were using. Any questions about that? How many people have this done, no problem? Okay. All right, so next one. Here's the points. Plot it, make a graph of the line. Make sure whatever it is, it goes from one side to the other. Don't stop. I gave you a picture of the largest quadrant, but use the whole grid. Okay, so go ahead and do that. Here, graph it. And here's line A, make your equation. These are special lines. That means it's either x equals or y equals. Give it a shot. Go. Okay, so for this one here, we have 1 and 6 right here. 2 and 9 up here, very steep line. 3 and 12, 4 and 15. Okay, now it should make a straight line. If it's not making a straight line, then you need to go and fix it because something's wrong. Okay, you plotted one of the points wrong. All our graphs are making straight lines. Now if you don't, okay, you should touch the corners of the grids. You don't need arrowheads on there. Unless, of course, you don't touch the corners of the grids. Then you do. Because you need to show the line goes forever. Okay. 2 ways of doing that are by using arrowheads or drawing a line that touches the sides of the grid. Okay, that's the acceptable practice. This is a line segment. Do not do that. No. Okay? All right, next part. X equals negative 2. Well, here's negative 2. There's negative 2. All the way along there, x equals negative 2. So that's your line. Okay. X equals negative 2 all the way along. Any questions? So then what could A be? Well, A is y equals 6. All right. So keep a note, this is a vertical line, and this is a horizontal line. You need to know the difference between those two. Any questions? Yep, Jamie? Well, what's the y value of this point? What's the y value of this point? Right? If you're stuck and don't know how to do this, find some points. 0, 6, 1, 6, 2, 6, and everything's 6 along that line. So now you can see that y equals 6. Okay, so when you're stuck on these, find the points. There'll be one number that's always the same. That's your equation. Okay. Turn it over. Graph a line, given the equation. Better make a table of values. Let's go from -2 down. Okay. Now, which goes on the top? What comes first, C or Q? Q, because Q is your input. Okay. And C is your output. So you have to substitute and find all these points. Okay. Go for it. Okay, so for number 3, what you need to do is write the values of the points. So the very first point is 3, 2. The second point is 6, 3. Third point is 9, 4. And the last point is 12, 5. Okay. Now you can figure out your rate of change. So I'll just calculate that. It's going up by 1s, while here you're going up by 3s. Okay, so rate of change is 1/3, which is 1/3 of x when you multiply it. So for this column, you're looking at 1/3 times 3 equals 1, 1/3 times 6, which equals 2, 1/3 times 9, which equals 3, and 1/3 of 12, 4. Okay. Then you're looking at your constant. Your constant here, adding by 1, plus 1 to each of them. So plus 1 equals 2, plus 1 equals 3, plus 1 equals 4, plus 1 equals 5. So now your constant is given the proper output numbers. So looking at your equation, this column is y, this column is 1/3 of x, and this last column is plus 1. There's your equation. Y equals 1/3 x plus 1. Hands up if you got that. Okay. Any questions or issues? Wondering how I did things, why I did them? Okay. All right. Number 4. Find the y value when x equals 15 from the graph. Okay, so from the graph, x equals 15. So here's 15, you go up, and your y value at this point isn't 5. I gotta draw a straight line. So you should use a ruler, and it's 6. So you get y equals 6. Now from the equation, you substitute in y equals 1/3 times 15 plus 1. Okay. So you're going to use your equation. I'm going to look, and I'm looking for work, folks. So y equals 5 plus 1, y equals 6. The equation proves it. Now, is 4 an example of interpolating or extrapolating? Extra. Okay. Next one. Find the value of x when y is 7. So here's 7. You go over and down, and it looks like 18. So we think x equals 18. And we're pretty sure, like this graph's pretty cooked up, but you substitute in. So instead of y, you're going to substitute in the value 7 equals 1/3 x plus 1. So let's multiply to get rid of our fraction. What should we multiply to get rid of the 3? 3. So we get 21 equals 1x plus 3. Remember that skill? Right? Get rid of your fractions. Way easier to solve. And then x equals 21 minus 3, 18. Okay. So when I'm multiplying it by 3, I'm multiplying the 3 to each term. Okay? So it's been a while since you've seen that, but a good time for review. Questions, comments, concerns? Did you have to do it this way? No, you could have solved it differently with the fraction because it's an easy fraction. But the best thing to do, which we do all the time in grade 10, is get rid of your fractions. So much easier. You don't need a calculator then. All right. Okay. Any questions